Alright, so after watching like 15 reaction videos, we have a lot of new information for this specific character. I personally thought the announcement was pretty cool. I honestly had initially thought it was going to be a new Animal Crossing game just because of how well they did this little segment here. But it does turn out that Isabelle is in Smash. She is an Echo Fighter for those people that are kind of debating whether she is or not. But I'd say she's more an Echo Fighter in the style of Crom rather than an Echo Fighter in the style of Lucina, because though all of her moves have similar concepts to the original Villager, they differ in some pretty major ways, which are going to make her an entirely different style of fighter. And I'm sure some people are going to love one version of the character and probably hate the other. So, first things we got to look at are what move sets they allow us to see here. Back here, we saw the flower pot, which is basically the same move as the Villager. The only difference is using a different type of pot. It may have some different stats as far as like damage, range, because it doesn't look like it goes nearly as far as the Villager's does, but it's probably heavier because it does look like a larger pot. And then the next move we see is clearly the down smash. Now, the down smash for Villager was the shovel that would put people into the ground. This one has a obvious water element, which looks like it most likely has pushback as opposed to burying them into the ground. So that's real interesting, especially for those that like to play the keep away game with Villager. This one's a little hard to tell. I'm assuming it's a forward smash, but it could also very well be a replacement for the forward B, which normally for the Villager would shoot out the Lloyd rocket, but she may just have it as a straight like shotgun blast in an immediate area as opposed to a projectile. And then here we see this is most likely what I'm assuming is going to be her grab. And the main difference being is that Villager has a net, which you have to be within, melee range in order to grab with, where she is clearly has like a tether grab, like Zero Suit Samus or Original Samus or anything like that. Because right here, even though the camera changes, you see her clearly, immediately press down for the smash. So that's pretty cool, especially maybe in team fights and stuff like that. You'll actually be able to save your teammates in a lot of cases if you can just tether them back to you and then maybe just pop them straight up or just hold them for a second and let them release. Obviously, lots of cute parts of her character, the dances and such. That's probably from a taunt right there. So this right here looks like a neutral air, though it is with the little pom-poms, a little twirl, just like the regular Villager does without pom-poms. But I would say that for the most part, it's basically the same, just a visual difference to give her character more flair. And then here is clearly the down B, where normally for a Villager, it's going to go ahead and plant the tree. This one actually gives her version of the Lloyd rocket. So instead of having a horizontal game, she has a vertical game with it, which that actually looked pretty impressive because it carried him with it instead of just being an initial blast, which means that you can get that extra vertical range, and then the explosion at the end is possibly the kill. This is her up B, which is very graphically different, even though essentially the same as Villagers. Oh, that was cute. Did you guys see that? They actually, the way she like covers herself like a real lady. That's funny. And then here, this clearly done for visual appeasement of Sonic or whatever. But I'm pretty sure that's going to be her up smash. Instead of the Villager having the fireworks show, she just has a straight blast. It'll probably hit harder with a more clear hitbox. But instead of having all those visual effects, hers is just real simple. And then this part, I think, is just an assist trophy, which they're clearly just doing for the cute factor. But that's all they've shown us for now. I'm sure that the next blog will have a lot more information on what her moves actually do and more ways that she differs from Villager. But yeah, I just wanted to get that quick out there because a lot of people are just doing reaction videos, and I felt like there was a lot of information that people could be talking about specifically that just happened so quickly because this version of the trailer just had a long intro, this tiny little segment of her information, and then at the end, of course, they announced the Animal Crossing port from the GameCube over into the Switch. So that's all I wanted to put up, guys. Thanks.